I don't like Donald Trump. I personally believe that he is very divisive and that he is intentionally divisive despite saying so. That being said, there is one Trump decision that I wholeheartedly support, and it's one of his most controversial. And that's the appointing of Supreme Court justices, specifically Amy Coney Barrett, who you might very much not like, so please hear me out. I don't agree with everything she does. I don't agree with all that she believes. I don't agree with all of the decisions that are passed down. But what I do agree with is the fact that she is trying to do what she believes is best for this country in a way that is attempting to be depolarizing. Again, you may disagree, but I do urge you to watch this clip with me and reflect
One
on
of
it.
the things I think that's also just changed so much since I was a kid is just and we've lived through periods of intense political violence in American life. You read a book like Brian Burr's book, Days of Rage, about the 60s and 70s, and you're like, there was like a bomb every other day. It's crazy. Now, though, it feels like political violence is really heating up. And of course, people think about Luigi Mangione, but also, an armed man showed up at Justice Kavanaugh's house with plans to assassinate him. A January 6th rioter said he wanted someone to slit your throat from ear to ear. What can people that love this country and are very concerned about the temperature being so hot, what can citizens do to try and bring it down, if anything?
Modeling disagreement and seeking out friendships with people who disagree with you. One of the consequences of COVID is that it helps people get even more siloed. And so it's more unusual. People think it's remarkable when you have friends who disagree with you politically, or, even if they share your politics, have deep disagreements with you about other things, or people of faith and then people of no faith. And that's just not how America has traditionally operated, I don't think. Disagreements have been present forever, but I just don't think that kind of silo effect is healthy. And I think that in our current moment, and I'm not comparing it to what's happened in the past, but in our current moment, I don't know, change starts small, and you can't stop the way other people, all you can control is yourself, right? You can't stop threats made by other people or the way that other people are acting, but you can model agreeing to disagree in your own relationships. And then I think that spreads.
What do you think about that? It resonated with me. It resonated with me not because it's the first time I've heard it, but because it's the first time I've heard it from a leader in a long time. Our leaders seem intent right now in making their political opponents seem like our enemies, and I hate that. It is so refreshing, even if it's from someone I don't fully agree with, to hear a value that I can relate to. The value that it's okay to disagree. The value that it's okay to have these discussions. Most of my friends are far right leaning conservatives, and I love that. I don't love the fact that I disagree with them on so many things. I don't love the debates that we can sometimes get into. But I love that I'm challenged. I love that it helps me build my beliefs, both spiritually, politically, socially, how to have my family. It's wonderful. And that's actually inspiring me to do something here on YouTube. I've always been a person that tries to find the common ground between two different viewpoints, but I've always kept that internal, and I've never shared that with people. And I want this to be a place where I can take a far right person's perspective, for example, the war in Ukraine, and then a far left person's perspective, and figure out what is the core value we're talking about here. I'm not going to try to resolve the issue. I'm not going to try to change your mind, but I want us to understand each other. Because if we understand those we disagree with, it is much easier to still love them and to still be at peace with them. We are the United States of America, and that is the most powerful name for a country in the world, in my opinion, because in and of itself, it means we stand together. And I encourage you to disagree with me in my view of our Supreme Court justices. I don't want to start arguments with people. I want to have civil discourse. And I think most of you do too. So please leave your comments. If you feel the need to vent, that's okay. I understand. And let me know what you want to see on this channel, because I'm excited to see where it goes myself.